Kill the Reaper contains scenes of violence, coarse language, and mature subject matter, including depictions of PTSD and implications of Stockholm Syndrome. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, lovelies! Welcome back to Stacy's Station, True Crime Edition. Now, as promised, today we will be launching the new segment, Crime Revisited. And what better introduction to the biggest crime sensation to hit our own town, the Red River Reaper. With me today is the arresting officer on that case, Detective Dennis Parker.
Hi, Stacy. Thanks for having me.
Now, for the listeners that don't know or may have forgotten, could you give us a brief summary of what happened in the Red River Reaper case and a reminder of his heinous crimes?
Of course. Well, you see, the bodies of 4 young women were found in Portheim's Red River last year, over the span of 3 months. The women were victims of the serial killer dubbed by the media as the Red River Reaper.
I still remember when the first victim was found. It almost didn't seem real.
Yes. We all couldn't believe something so horrifying could hit so close to our homes. And then the next victim appeared, and the next.
At that time, were there any suspects that jumped out to you or your colleagues?
No, not at the time. The victims weren't connected in any obvious ways. And the Reaper was smart. Always seemed to be one step ahead. It was almost like he was a ghost.
And yet, you caught him. It's shocking to think that the Reaper was none other than Daniel Smith, a seemingly gentle and harmless member of our community.
Yes, a quiet train engineer for our largest local transportation company.
It's always the people you least suspect.
Well, not always. But it just goes to show you that you can never really tell what's inside a person's heart.
Truly. So, if you had no suspects, how did you find the Reaper?
After the 3rd victim, my former partner, Detective Turling, and I managed to find a connection between the women. They all had taken the same train before they went missing.
A lucky break in the case.
Karen, Detective Turling, was always good at finding those seemingly insignificant details. And then, about a year ago, the Reaper's intended victim, Rosalind Williams, managed to escape the Reaper's grasp and helped us apprehend him.
Yes, more lives lost to his evil hands. But no longer, thanks to you, Detective. Is there anything you were able to share with us today about the Reaper's upcoming trial and the rumors of the Reaper just being one of many masks Dan Smith has worn?
At this time, we are treating the speculation of Mr. Smith being the Cove Killer and Mountain Murderer as just rumors. As you can expect, he isn't being cooperative in any regard. There's still much we don't know, including the accurate number of victims.
I imagine it would be quite difficult to get any information out of him. And I'd also assume with no proof to connect Mr. Smith to the aliases of the other killings, he can only be tried for the deaths of the 4 victims of the Reaper.
At this moment in time, we only have evidence focusing on Mr. Smith's crime as the Red River Reaper. Unfortunately, there isn't much else I can say other than that we are gathering every shred of evidence we can to ensure that monster never sees the light of day again.
Thank you for your time, Detective Parker. It is a great comfort to know that you are doing all you can to keep our town safe. It's been a pleasure having you today.
The pleasure has been all mine.
All right, I think that's going to be a great episode.
You sure? Being in front of a camera is always nerve-wracking.
You did great! You're a natural. So, I'll get this footage uploaded and then we can work out what to do for dinner?
Sounds good. I have some calls to return, so I should be finished around the same time as you.
Babe, how is it really going? You look tense.
Off camera? It's hard. Really fucking hard.
That bad?
When I said Dan was uncooperative, that was putting it lightly. He won't admit how many lives he's taken. We know he's the Mountain Murderer and Cove Killer thanks to Rosalind. But Dan just acts dumb whenever we question him about those killings. He's enjoying this. Enjoying the fact that people are still suffering even with him locked up.
Oh, love.
I just hate that there's nothing I can do to help the victim's family finally have closure. I wish someone could make that monster suffer.
Now I feel awful for making you do the show. Had you told me how badly this case was affecting you, I would have done it a different way.
No, I wanted to do the interview. On the off chance any of the families listen, I want them to know that we haven't abandoned them, nor have we forgotten about the unsolved murders. And there's another reason.
What is it?
It's Rosalind. Dan's refusing to talk to anyone except her. I thought maybe she'd hear this episode and would like to help. I know she's done so much already, but if she could get him to talk, she'd be helping so many more people.
Rosalind's avoided every little thing, even remotely linked to Dan and what he's done. I don't think she even listens to my true crime episodes, but she'd especially avoid this one.
I had considered that, but I had to try. Do you think you could talk to her? Maybe if it comes from you, it might convince her to help one last time.
I know where you're coming from, but I've seen how hard she's been trying to piece her life back together. If I just throw this at her, it might break her entirely.
Yeah, I understand.
But I'm meeting her later this week. I'll gauge her then, and if she seems able to handle the topic, I'll bring it up. No promises, though.
That's all I could ask for. It would really help me out. Thanks, Stacy. You're the best.
I know.
Your shadow lurks, my name on your lips, a pinhole ends pricked. Closed eyes can't shake this eclipse. I can't believe
No, can't put pressure on her.
Stace! Over here!
Rosalind, hon! Come here, I need a hug. It feels like forever. I miss our weekly coffee meetups.
Well, that's what happens when you become a big star. You don't have time for things like coffee dates anymore.
Oh, come on. I wouldn't say I'm a star, but I would be lying if I said my follower count wasn't increasing by the day.
I'm so proud of you, Stace. All that hard work is paying off.
Forget about me. Let's talk about you. How have you been?
I'm okay.
No. None of that. Look, that bench is free, okay? Sit and talk to me. Really. How are you doing?
I'm alive. It's more than others got. Should be happy, right? Strong and fearless now that I've looked death in the eye. Isn't that how it goes in books and TV shows?
This isn't fiction, hun. You can't force yourself to heal or recover from all that you've had to face.
Some days I'm good. I feel like I'm almost how I was before. Other days, most days, I feel lost. I still know I'm me, but I'm disconnected.
I wish I could take that feeling away. Have you got others around you to support you day to day?
My parents. I've been living with them. I couldn't stay in the apartment. To be there without Marcus, it just felt wrong.
That's good. I'm glad you aren't alone.
It still hurts, but it's easier, I suppose. I can't burden them with everything, but being in a quiet neighborhood like that definitely helps.
Please don't think you're a burden. We're all here for you.
Vanessa said the same, but it's hard to not feel like a burden sometimes.
Vanessa, you're still working at the bookstore?
For now. At first I decided to keep working there despite him. I wanted something to keep that was mine. Didn't want him to think that he won and took everything.
But now?
But now I don't think it's worth it. Every time I hear the bell chime when the door opens, I think I'm just gonna look up and it'll be him. I'm scared that he'll just appear.
He's locked up, Rose. Dan isn't getting out.
Please. Please don't say his name.
No, sorry. Rose, what about taking another trip? Somewhere further this time. It might clear your head.
No. He's still in my head. Doesn't matter how far I go. I'll just be bringing him with me. Besides, running away never solved anything.
Is it really running away, though?
To me it is. I need to focus on starting over. New job, new place, maybe a pet?
Starting over sounds good.
What's that look for? Is something wrong?
Nope, never mind.
No, never mind. I opened up to you at your insistence. Talk. What's up?
You aren't going to like it.
You've never backed down from a topic before. Don't treat me like glass, Stace.
It's about him.
Okay. What about him?
Dennis said they've tried everything to get him to repeat his confession that he's the mountain murderer and the cove killer. To tell them how many victims there are and where they're buried.
But?
He's refusing to talk. He's playing with them. Dennis looks so frustrated and exhausted. He wants to help the families get closure and justice for their loved ones, but he can't.
But isn't knowing he's gonna be imprisoned for life because of the Reaper killings enough to bring them some sort of comfort?
To a few, maybe, but they'll always wonder where their loved ones are. Some will be stuck in hopeful denial that they might come back when, deep down, they know they've been killed.
I suppose. I feel for them.
Enough to help them?
Help them? How? I'm nobody to them. Just someone that managed to survive. What can I do?
Something that no one else can. You can talk to Dan.
No.
Rose.
No! You can't ask me to see him again.
You're the only one he said he'll talk to. You're the only one he'll reveal everything to. You're the only one that can help these poor, suffering families.
Is this why you wanted to meet up? Did you really care about how I was doing?
Of course I did. Look at me. I only want the best for you.
Then don't ask me to face him.
But you will have to. The trial is coming up, remember?
The trial.
if you can get him to talk before then, they can put him away for a lot longer with no chance of ever seeking parole or early release.
No, I can't do it. I can't see him.
Okay, sorry. I shouldn't have pressed the subject.
No, I'm sorry. I know that you're in a difficult position. You want to help Dennis. I get that.
Hey, do you want to get something to eat? Hey, we can talk about possible names for your new pet, if you like. Or we can start looking at possible new jobs.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Is it just me, or are more orders coming in for the weird shit?
Define weird shit. Last year, you thought the increase in werewolf romance novels was peculiar.
And I stand by that. I think the titles angered me more than the premise.
Oh, yeah. What was that one that sent you into a 10-minute rant again?
No, puppy love. Seriously, still can't believe they felt that was the best title for that book.
I think it's getting a movie series.
What? Oh, God, hasn't the world suffered enough?
So I take it you aren't gonna go see it when it comes out?
I'll still go see it. I just want to see the actors struggle to say the lines and try to be convincing with it.
And I can't wait to hear your review of it all over again.
Miss Williams, how do you respond to the accusations that you're the Red River Reaper's accomplice?
Just a few questions, please.
What?
Do you feel any remorse for your actions? In your own words, can you justify your selfishness?
The hell did you just say?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You have it on good authority that you were refusing to cooperate with the police in their pursuit of justice. Are you trying to aid the Reaper?
No.
She was one of that creep's victims. She just barely survived. How could you call her his accomplice?
Other people are barely surviving his evil. Countless families are desperate for justice for the deaths of their loved ones. The people deserve to know the truth.
Then those families and you lot should be turning to the police for answers, not harassing a woman who's just trying to get her life back.
Easy to say. But what of the previous victims and their families? Their lives aren't so easy to get back.
Come on, let's get you out of here. Hey! You shove that microphone in our faces one more time, you're gonna be walking sore for the rest of your life.
Running only makes you guiltier. How can you sleep at night knowing your lack of empathy is making his victims suffer just as much?
I'm not like him.
Don't listen to their poison. Come on, my car's right here.
Miss Williams! Miss Williams!
I can't stop shaking.
Wanna stop somewhere? Get something to drink or some air?
No. I can't risk more of them appearing. Where did they get all that stuff anyway?
Snakes like that can find anything out. Probably bribe someone on the police force for a little insider knowledge.
No. Dennis wouldn't. Besides, I didn't even speak to him.
What?
Hey, hun! How are you feeling today?
Was it worth it?
Was what worth it? Rose, what's wrong?
I just got jumped by a bunch of reporters. All of them somehow aware that I said I wouldn't help the police anymore with that case. You are the only one that brought up that subject to me.
I swear I didn't tell anyone.
Then what? They all went to a psychic? How did they know?
I don't know. I would never betray you like that.
My trust in people is shaky at best, Stace.
I know. The only thing I can think of is that someone might have been at the park that day and overheard us. A lot of reporters are looking for any scrap of news about the case. It's possible they paid whoever overheard.
Maybe you shouldn't have asked me in a public place then, huh? And maybe you shouldn't have kept pushing me to see things your way.
Please, Rose. I know you're upset, but believe me when I say I didn't know this would happen. I didn't.
It doesn't need to be said, but I'll say it anyways. You're a good person, Rosalind.
I don't feel like a good person.
Our brains have a funny way of making us feel awful for doing what needs to be done to protect ourselves.
You can say that again. Ugh. This is all such a mess. What do I do?
Don't let anything those reporters said get to you. What?
This is like that part in Puppy Love.
What? Excuse me?
You know, when Hector rescues Guinevere from the creep and drives her to safety? You're my Hector.
No, oh, he's the worst character. Okay, I needed that. Feeling better?
Yeah.
So, what are you gonna do now?
5 in the morning should be illegal.
Detective Parker, this way. Sorry to call you here so early.
It's okay. I'm always awake at this time. Just takes my body a while to catch up.
Well, when you see this, I'd say you'll catch up quick enough.
Always a good sign. To be honest, I don't know anything about your current case, but I'll try to help in any way I can.
Well, we've kept it quiet for now because we weren't 100% sure they were connected with each other.
But now you're sure?
Number 3 is usually the giveaway in things like these. And with this being the 3rd in a week, I want to stop this escalating any further.
3rd in a week? That's extreme. So, tell me what you need.
Your opinion. I'd like to know from the expert if I'm not just imagining things.
That's... the others are the same?
Same skin tone, same dark hair, same dark eyes. Height is a bit varied, but still. Same method of death, too.
Someone's killing men who resemble Dan Smith.
And like I said, this is the 3rd in a week. Whoever it is, isn't leaving much time in between them.
A serial killer killing someone that looks like a serial killer?
Weird, right? Can't say I'm surprised with this town anymore.
Kids going missing at Christmas, campers slaughtered at Valentine's. Every time we blink, something new hits. What's next? The Easter Bunny goes on a town-wide rampage?
Last year, I would have said you were exaggerating. Now, I'm considering looking at my insurance policy to see if I'm covered against rampant rabid attacks.
Anyway, better to focus on one disaster at a time. What are your thoughts with this?
Well, that's mostly why I asked for you to come down. My hope was you would confirm my suspicion over the killer's motive and their identity.
You already have a suspect?
Smith's last victim, Rosalind Williams.
Rosalind? No way. She wouldn't be capable of something like murder.
As we just discussed, nothing would surprise me anymore. You can't deny this is very plausible, especially after all he put her through.
Yes, what Dan put her through. Not these guys. If you were suspecting Rosalind, you'd have been digging into her history. Is there even any connection between her and these men?
Not at all. But that doesn't mean she wouldn't seek these men out or any man that resembled the source of her pain.
No. Nah, she wouldn't.
I'll trust your opinion for now. But it may be in everyone's best interest if you spoke with her. Better she talk to a face she knows and not feel like a suspect to get a better read on her.
I won't interrogate her. She's been through a lot. And if what Stacy says is true, she's not doing great at the moment. With every day that gets us closer to the trial, the more I worry about the impact this is having on her.
Sounds like a woman that could be capable of this to me. If she weren't your girlfriend's friend, would you be as quick to dismiss her as a suspect?
I see your point. I need to see her anyway. I'll talk to her about this while I'm there.
Thank you, Dennis. I really do hope Rosalind isn't responsible.
I know. Wouldn't it be easy if we could just ask the victims?
I wish. Would certainly be a lot less paperwork involved.
Miss Williams, if we could just get a statement. Parker!
Oh, jeez, they're all vultures. A bit of professionalism wouldn't go amiss.
Don't think that word exists. At least for story-hungry ghouls like them.
It's insane out there.
Welcome to my life since last week. Every day brings a new reporter and an increased headache. Although I don't think either of you are going to help that.
Oh, should I have not let them in? I thought you called them here.
What's the matter? They're here now, and I'd rather avoid opening that door any more than it needs to be.
Well, since you're both staying, would you all like some tea? Coffee, maybe?
Hun, you aren't still mad at us? You know none of this was our doing, right?
Not intentionally. But I'm in this mess because you two just couldn't leave me alone.
Rosalind.
Hun, you know that isn't true. You look exhausted. Have you managed to get any sleep?
Not enough to benefit. Sorry. I know I'm not easy to deal with. This is all just so frustrating.
I know, and we don't want to add to that.
And yet, I have a feeling you're going to regardless. Well, go ahead.
So, this week, there's been a new string of murders.
Not more women. Has he?
No. I swear, he's still locked up tight.
Okay. Yeah. I know he is. So stupid.
You're not stupid. No one would blame you for fearing that.
The deaths do have something to do with him, though. Just not the way you were thinking.
Then how? What's he got to do with these killings? Or better yet, what do I have to do with this? Surely all of this is confidential.
Well, all 3 deaths have been reported. Just not all the details have been made public knowledge.
Which is...
All 3 victims are men who very much resemble Dan Smith.
So why are you telling me? Oh, wait. Right. You think I'm responsible.
Of course he doesn't.
Of course he does. Why else is he here? Why else is he telling me about the killings?
Regardless of me knowing you aren't the one responsible, and telling my colleagues as much, I had to ask.
Of course you did. So, what's my title? The Red River Reaper's Reaper?
Rose, we know. You aren't behind this.
You can barely hear his name. Why would you seek out men that look like him?
Valid point. But there's also the fact that I'd never kill anyone.
We know that.
I suppose I should be thankful for the media's presence now. No one can argue with over a dozen witnesses saying that I haven't left the house for over a week.
The only good thing to come from their invasion. The chief won't argue with that.
I thought the trial coming up was bad enough. To think there's someone out there that hates him enough to kill innocent men. Why would they do that?
It's not something we can begin to understand. The minds of these killers, it'd drive you mad to even try.
But when they want to reveal their secrets, shouldn't we take the opportunity when it's offered?
Dennis!
This again. Really?
Yes, really. I'm sorry. And I don't want to push you, but look outside, Rosalind.
I'd rather not.
The media are already desperate to tear you to pieces over not assisting. But the second they learn someone's out there killing men that resemble Dan, they won't leave.
If they see you go to talk with him to get him to reveal his secrets, then they'll get bored and leave.
And then you can finally get your life back on track.
At this point, there's nothing to get back. This place? My parents' house was my last safe space and it's been taken hostage by them. Now you two are in here trying to guilt me once again into doing something that makes me feel physically sick.
I know it won't be easy, but you'll be protected.
Don't make promises like that. There is no protecting me when you're asking me to do something that will hurt me.
He's already hurting you. I can't stop that. I wish there was another way. I really do.
Babe, she said no. We should just leave her. Sorry, Rose. We are.
No, I can't leave yet. Rosalind, please. You can be forced to stay here day after day, with all of those sharks out there getting more and more ruthless in their attempts to get a story out of you, with no care of how they treat you or your parents to get it.
Or
you can see Dan, accept the request, let him see you, and get him to talk, and leave as soon as you want.
You really think it's that simple? I show my face and he'll spill his guts? That's not how he is.
What do I need to say to convince you that this is the best option? I'll be with you the entire time, and you'll see, he's just a pathetic little man. Show him that he has no power over you.
Easy for you to say. Oh, good, more sharks.
You know how to get rid of them.
I really don't have a choice, do I?
Oh, Hannah, I'm so sorry.
How soon can I go and get this over with?
I'll make the arrangements today. We'll go this weekend. Rosalind, thank you.
Don't. Just don't. Tell the reporters on your way out. The sooner they leave, the better.
Relax. I'll be in the room with you, and there will be more officers watching on the other side of the glass. Dan won't be able to hurt you.
I know. It's just, he's been haunting my dreams almost every night for a year. And just the thought of seeing him again terrifies me.
There's nothing to be afraid of, Rosalind.
let's just get this over with. Okay?
Okay, and remember, if you need to leave, just say the word and I'll get you out of there.
Right.
Rosalind, you came. And here I was beginning to think you had forgotten all about me.
I can't.
It's okay, Rosalind. I'm here.
No, I want to leave.
You can't go. You just got here.
Here. Why don't you sit down?
Yeah.
It's good to see you again, Rosalind. You look good. A little tired, maybe.
Why am I here?
Because I wanted to see you.
Dennis said you wanted to tell me something.
Straight to business. How boring. It's been nearly a year, Rosalind. Don't you want to know how I've been doing?
No.
Well, I want to know how you have been, Rosalind. I want to know everything. Are you still working at that bookstore? Do you still live in Port Vikram? Are you seeing anyone since Marcus is, well, you know, dead?
Fuck you, Dennis. I'm leaving. He obviously brought me here simply to torment me further.
Rosalind, no, please. Stay. And you, Mr. Smith, you are going to tell her about your victims, as you said you would if I brought her. Nothing else.
Where's the fun in that? It's been so long, and I wasn't allowed to send Rosalind any of the letters I wrote to her, nor would they let me call you.
I would have burned your letters without even reading them.
See, I've missed this, Rosie. We're so good together.
Enough. I'm warning you.
You're warning me. The way I see it, Detective, is that I hold all of the power here. I have information you want, and if you want this information, then you have to do what I want. And I want to talk to Rosalind.
In that case, it seems like I'm the one holding all the cards.
I suppose that's true. But I know you, Rosalind. You're going to stay and get the information because you just can't help yourself. That soft little heart of yours is going to force you to help all those poor families find the remains of their missing loved ones. That's what I thought.
All right, fine. Let's talk.
That's a good girl. So, tell me, Rosie, how have you been this past year?
As well as can be expected, I guess.
Your work?
Still at the bookstore. For now.
And how is... what was her name again? Vanessa? And how is Stacy? I always enjoy her episodes that focus on me. Or should I say, us.
There is no us.
Oh, but there is, Rosalind. Whenever anyone mentions me, they always bring up you. The one who got away. We are synonymous now.
Back on topic, Smith.
All right. So if there is no us, is there someone new in your life?
Yes.
There is?
Yeah, my therapist. And since you seem to think we're synonymous now, how about you start paying for my bills?
You had me going there for a moment. Unfortunately, my accounts are frozen at the moment, so no can do. But perhaps after my trial, let's face it, I won't be using my savings anymore.
I don't want your money.
You just said that
I don't want anything from you.
Well, technically, you do. You're here for information from me, after all.
Information that you seem rather reluctant to give.
I'm just enjoying my time with you while I can. You know, I really should thank you. Prison hasn't been so bad. The food is terrible, but I get to read. A lot. And most people leave me alone because everyone thinks I'm crazy.
Gee, I wonder why.
But I actually feel good. They have me on medication to help curb my impulses. They say I'm getting better.
You can't cure being a psychopath.
I wasn't aware you were a psychiatrist, Rosalind.
I don't need to be one to know what you are.
Can we please focus on the real reason Rosalind was brought here?
You know, I thought you would have been proud of me. I'm making an effort to better myself for you. And you don't even say thank you?
You're unbelievable. Why can't you understand that I want nothing to do with you? I will never thank you for anything. Nor do I want you to better yourself. Ugh! I almost wish you had gotten away, because if you weren't behind bars, then maybe your body would be the next one the police find.
Rosalind, enough.
Sorry.
Wait, what's this about? Has there been more killings?
That's not important right now. My patience is wearing thin, Smith. I did as you asked. I brought Rosalind here. She has done as you asked and answered your questions. So talk. Tell us where to find the bodies of your other victims.
No.
No?
No. My sweet Rosie Posy gave me an idea. I'm not going to tell you anything, but I will show Rosalind where to find them.
What?
Out of the question.
No!
Suit yourself. If I can't show Rosalind, then you're not getting your information.
I've had enough. Dennis, can I go?
Yeah. Sure. Doesn't look like he's going to cooperate anyways.
Thanks for coming to visit. I'll be seeing you again real soon.
Not if I can help it.
But you can't help it. I know it, and you know it. Wouldn't you agree, Detective?
Come on, Rose. I'll take you home.
Have a good night, Rosalind.
Are you okay?
He knows exactly how to get under my skin.
I'm sorry, Rosalind. I should have known he'd pull something like this.
No, you couldn't have known. I'm sorry I wasn't of any help. But his request... It's outrageous, right? They won't let him out.
No, they won't. Or, well, I don't think so.
Don't think so.
I guess it will depend on how much pressure the media puts on the force.
Dennis, I won't go anywhere with him. I won't.
I know, Rosalind. Don't worry about it right now, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's get you home.
You'd think I'd be able to forget about him after a week. But it's like I was at the station this afternoon. His words just keep digging deeper and deeper into my brain.
I'm worried about you, hun. What did your therapist say?
Oh, you know. Freshly reopened wounds, reliving trauma. You just need time. The usual.
I mean, it makes sense. You managed to move on from worse than a conversation. Maybe you do just need some time to process.
It's kind of difficult to process with an army of reporters camped outside my house.
Honestly, you'd think this sort of behavior would be illegal.
Maybe you were right. Maybe I should pack up and run away for a while. Or maybe for good. There's nothing really keeping me here.
What about me? And your parents?
It's not like I couldn't come visit. Or better yet, you can come visit me. But I really don't have a career here. There's lots of bookstores out in the world that I can work at.
I mean, I suppose if you think it's for the best. I want you to be happy, Rosalind. And if that means leaving Portheim, then you should.
Then maybe I will. Once I'm no longer a murder suspect. Oh god, why is my life so messed up?
You know you're not really a suspect, right? I'm sure there's lots of other people who want to see Dan dead.
I don't want to see him dead, though. He needs to pay for his crimes, and death would be too merciful for him. One thing I don't understand is if this killer is going after people who look like him, surely they must know he's in prison. So why kill innocent people?
I don't know. It doesn't make much sense. But I'm sure Dennis will figure it out. There's nothing to worry about, Rose.
Then why do I have such a bad feeling in my stomach?
Come on. Why don't we forget all about that monster and watch some movies like old times? Maybe we can even build one of our classic blanket forts from when we were kids.
Blanket forts?
Yeah, don't you remember? We used to make some really elaborate ones that covered your entire room.
I don't think we have enough blankets for that.
Then we can go raid your linen closet and make a towel fort.
What's gotten into you?
I just want to see that beautiful smile of yours.
I appreciate the gesture, but we don't need to make a fort. Honestly, a silly movie sounds great.
Alright, I know just the one too. Let's see, I think it was on Streamflix? Yes, here it is.
Stacy?
Yeah?
Do you think the police will give in to Dan's request? Will they force me to follow him to wherever he hid those bodies?
I don't know, hun. It's not entirely uncommon for prisoners to lead the police to specific locations related to their crimes.
Really? But he could escape.
There's precautions taken to prevent that from happening. Think about it, Rose. The public has been pressuring you to talk to Dan, right? To get the location of the graves. Well, imagine how much pressure is being put on Dennis. It's way worse than what you're going through.
I didn't really think about that.
But they can't force you to do anything.
You say that, but I never wanted to see him again, and I ended up at the prison visiting him.
It wasn't a visit, Rose. You were helping with a police investigation. You weren't there for him.
I know. It's just... he manipulated the situation so easily. Manipulated me. He wanted a reaction out of me and got one without much effort.
You had every right to be emotional, hun. What you went through? I can't even imagine it. And to face the person responsible for all that pain. Well, being angry or upset is perfectly normal.
I want to help the families of those who are still missing, but I don't think I can go anywhere alone with him.
Oh gosh, no. They would never leave him alone with you. If they do let him show you to the location of the graves, there will most likely be a whole team there with you.
That somehow doesn't make me feel any better.
It will be okay either way, because Dennis would be there to protect you.
Yeah. And Dennis probably hates him too, huh?
Hate isn't a strong enough word for what Dennis feels toward that creep.
Knowing Dan, he probably has some elaborate plan to escape.
If he tries anything, Dennis will stop him.
You have a lot of faith in Dennis.
I do, and you should, too.
I'll try.
Good. Now, about this movie.
Neon green in the dark skies above? Why is the movie title a paragraph?
It isn't even a sentence, Rose. It's supposed to be really good. A cyberpunk comedy.
Okay, color me intrigued.
Should we go make some popcorn and grab some drinks?
Yes, please.
What was that?
I don't know. You don't think someone broke into the house, do you?
We should check it out.
Yeah. Mom? Dad?
Rosie, can you come down here?
Is everything okay?
Well, seems like you have an unhappy fan.
Huh? What the hell happened?
Someone threw this rock through the window.
This note was attached to it.
Let me see. Murderer. Wow. Okay.
What? Are you kidding me?
What are we going to do about the window? We can't just leave it broken like this all night.
Mom, Dad, I'm so sorry. I didn't think anyone would go this far.
No, it's not your fault, sweetie. I think I have some plywood in the shed. We can board up the window, then call someone to fix it tomorrow.
I'll clean up this glass.
No, sweetheart, it's okay. I'll sweep this up. You just take it easy and have a relaxing night with Stacy.
No, don't be ridiculous. We will help clean this mess up.
Yeah, it's late and this is my fault. Go back to bed. I'll patch up the window.
Don't be silly. This isn't your fault. If we all work together, we'll get this fixed up in no time at all.
I'll go get the broom.
And I'll go get that plywood. Could you go get my toolkit from the closet?
Sure.
I'll call Dennis. Maybe he can come over or get a patrol car to stay outside and make sure no one else gets any bright ideas.
This isn't going to end until the police find the bodies. They're going to have to give Dan what he wants. I'm going to have to go with him, aren't I?
Hey, it'll be okay. It'll be a quick drive to the location. They will confirm Dan told the truth, and then you'll head back to the station. It'll be over before you know it.
Right. Nothing to worry about.
You know, Rosalind, it's much comfier in the back.
I'm fine riding up front, thanks.
I'm sure one of these two officers would be willing to switch seats with you.
No one is switching seats.
It's not like I can do anything to her. You've got me wrapped up so tightly that my fingers are going numb from the lack of circulation.
If you don't shut up, I'll wrap up your tongue, too.
Well, that's not very nice, Officer Bilton.
You think I care? Look, being nice to a psycho like you isn't exactly a priority.
Knock it off, Chris.
You know, I have a rather long memory, Bilton.
Are you threatening me?
Not at all. Just sharing a random fact about me.
All right, that's enough. How much further, Smith?
We're almost there. Just keep following the road.
We're almost at the top of the mountain. Is this right?
I know where I'm going.
Hiking trails?
Hmm?
He told me that he liked to go on hikes.
That's right, Rosalind. You remembered. That actually makes me very happy.
Apparently they are remote trails, so they could be a good place to bury someone.
Now you're thinking like a killer.
I'm not like you.
Parker, you there? It's Juarez. Can you hear me?
This is Parker. I hear you loud and clear.
We've got a situation. Kate and I need you down at the station.
I'm busy at the moment. Can it wait?
It's about the Reaper killer case. 2 more bodies were found this morning.
Copy that. I'll be back at the station in a few hours.
Copy. See you then.
2 more bodies? How many have there been? Why is it called the Reaper killer case?
That's none of your concern.
None of my concern. Reaper killer. Hello, Reaper here?
Does this mean I'm no longer a suspect? Stacy was with me all night, and that patrol car was outside the whole time, too.
Wait, Rosalind was a suspect? You must be joking.
So, these hiking trails, did he tell you anything more about them?
No, nothing that would be helpful.
He is sitting right here.
All right, then we just have to...
You know, you just don't get it, do you? You don't want to answer my questions? Fine, but don't forget that I'm here doing you all a favor.
Christ, can I please gag him?
Okay, look. There's been a few people who share similar traits to you that have ended up dead. That's why they decided to call it the Reaper killer case. And Rosalind was naturally a suspect because of the circumstances. But I don't think anyone actually believed she was responsible.
Fascinating.
Someone is going around killing men who look like you, and all you have to say is fascinating?
What more is there to say?
I don't know, maybe something along the lines of, oh shit, am I in danger? Or, oh, that's a tragedy, more people are dying because of me.
I don't see how I would be in danger, unless one of you 4 is the killer. And we all know Sweet Rosie is incapable of murder.
Keep pushing me, and we will see just how true that is.
Please, if you were ever going to kill someone, it would have been the night you had your hands around my throat. No, you're too good of a person, Rosalind. Hell, if one of these 3 assholes tried to kill me, you'd probably stop them.
No, I wouldn't.
You would. You'd save my life even though you hate me. That's just the type of person you are. So, these men, how were they killed?
We don't actually know how. There were no signs of struggle, nor were there any obvious physical wounds.
Poison?
That's what we suspected. But the toxicology report came back clean.
So what was the official cause of death?
Cardiac arrest.
Interesting. You must have missed something.
Well, I'm not officially on the case, but I'm sure they're going to be as thorough as possible. The Force has its best working on this.
Its best? Your best was that lady detective I killed last year.
You don't have to tell me that. I worked with Detective Turling for years.
And now you can pass on her wisdom to a new partner. Life moves on. Isn't that right, Rosalind?
Honestly, Dennis, gagging him sounds like a pretty good idea right about now.
Oh, make a left up here. There's a small parking lot for hikers.
Finally, another minute in the van with this guy and I would have handed in my resignation.
Honestly, you're both annoying.
Feels good to stretch the legs after such a long drive.
So, how far along the trail are we going?
Oh, not too far.
So which trail is it? The Portheim Circle or the Red River Falls?
First, one of you needs to undo this straitjacket and these leg cuffs.
Nice try, but that's not going to happen.
The hiking trail gets steep. I will need to be able to move my hands and legs.
You're going to have to make do because we're not removing any restraints.
Fine. Have fun sweeping the entire forest. I'll wait in the car.
All right, fine. We'll undo the jacket, but you're going to be handcuffed to Officer Ferguson.
What? That's not what...
You'll be able to use your hands, but you won't be able to run.
Fine. I wasn't planning on running anyways.
Why me?
There. Now, which way?
We follow the Red River Falls Trail. I hope you brought comfortable shoes. We got a long hike ahead of us.
I'm exhausted.
Let's take a quick break. Rosalind, a word?
Yeah,
I don't like this.
me either. We've been walking for hours. There's no way he could have dragged a body all the way down here.
My thoughts exactly. He's up to something.
I agree. But what?
I'll keep my eyes open for even the slightest sign that he's planning on running.
Where do you think he's leading us?
If we keep heading down the mountain, we'll end up at the coastline.
The beach. Couldn't we have just driven there instead of hiking down an entire mountain?
Yes. Which is why I'm positive he's going to try to make a break for it. But how are you holding up?
I'm tired and frustrated. No matter how much I ignore him, he keeps trying to talk to me.
Can't be too much further now. We're practically at the beach.
Right. Should we keep moving?
Yeah. All right, everyone, on your feet. Let's keep moving.
Already? We just sat down.
How much longer, Smith?
We're almost there.
That's what you said an hour ago.
Yeah, well, I move a lot quicker when I'm on my own and not chained to this mouth breather.
Enough talking. Let's get going.
It's a medical condition, okay?
Sure. So, what do you think, Rosalind? I know you said you weren't much of a fan of hiking, but it's beautiful here, isn't it?
It's hard to see the beauty when you're wondering if there are people buried beneath your feet.
If there's any bodies here, it's not because of me.
What?
I wanted to show you my favorite hike. Look around us, Rosalind. The trees, the moss, the birds and branches. The world as it was meant to be. A world untouched by humanity.
This isn't a date, Dan. You are supposed to be showing us where you buried your victims, not showing me your favorite place to meditate or whatever it is you do here.
I must admit I'm disappointed. I thought you would have been able to appreciate the peace of the forest.
Rosalind, you okay?
Yeah. Everything is fine.
Why don't you back off a bit, Smith? Respect Rose's personal space.
Fine. We can't have a decent conversation over the sound of Fergie's breathing in my other ear anyways.
If the bodies aren't here, where are they? Has this just been a waste of time?
Any time we spend together is never a waste, Rosalind. But no, we are on the right track. Just a little bit further.
Hey, we reached the falls.
Oh, wait! Are you fucking kidding me, Smith? You made us walk all the way down a mountain when we could have just parked near the beach?
But where is the adventure in that?
You know how easy it would be to kill you right now, Smith. I'm sorry, Chief. He fell and he hit his head on a rock, died instantly. Sure, people will be sad that they didn't get to see you die, but no one would even bat an eyelash if we returned with your corpse.
That would make you a murderer, Bilton.
If you were a monster, I'd be doing the world a favor.
Enough. No one is killing anyone. Right, Bilton? We are all tired from the hike, and it's affecting our tempers.
Yeah.
It could have been worse, Bilton. I could have made you go up the mountain.
Shut it, Smith. And keep moving.
Wow. I had no idea this was here.
It's not usually this big. Must be because of all the rain we've been having recently.
It's beautiful.
Now there's something I never thought I'd see again.
A waterfall?
No. Rosalind's smile.
That would almost be sweet if you weren't the raging psycho who killed her boyfriend.
You do know it's probably not a good idea to antagonize a serial killer, right?
What's he gonna do? One wrong move and he knows we'll put him down.
Ignore him. Most of the force does. Come on, let's go check out the waterfall. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Have you heard of attachment styles?
Vaguely. The psychologist at the prison mentioned it. Something about avoiding attachments. I honestly wasn't paying attention at the time.
It's true that psychopaths usually don't form attachments, but there have been cases where specific people help them learn to be empathic.
What are you rambling about?
Maybe Rosalind is that person for you.
What do you mean?
You care about her, don't you?
Psychopaths can't care.
But the way you were watching her just now, you are happy she's smiling.
I'm glad that she is smiling. So what? It's not a big deal.
It is a big deal. That's empathy.
Hey, Smith, where to next?
Down towards the beach.
All right, let's move out. We're burning daylight and it looks like it might start raining soon.
You heard the man. Move your asses.
Come on, mouth breather. Better hurry or Bilton might try to shoot me dead.
And we are at the beach. Fucking perfect. I am so glad we wasted an entire day walking down a mountain for no reason.
If this is some wild goose chase, Smith.
It's not. This part of the beach is only accessible by boat or by following that hiking trail.
We could have taken one of the patrol ships, Dan.
But then we would have gotten here hours ago.
Exactly, that's the whole point.
This is probably going to be my last day outside. I wanted to enjoy it. Is that so wrong?
That's understandable, but we all have other cases we need to attend to. And I'm sure Rosalind has things she needs to take care of. It would have been nice if you had considered other people's schedules.
Do you think I care about your schedules?
Okay, look. Are we getting close? Or are you going to tell me we need to take a boat to Vikram Island? Because if that's the case, I'm calling this whole thing off.
No. No boats required. We are here.
Here. You buried them on the beach. I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, the tide would have unburied them or dragged them out to sea or whatever.
I didn't say they were on the beach.
I'm getting angry, Smith. Just tell us where they are.
No, I told you I would only show Rosalind.
I'm not uncuffing you from Ferguson. If you want to show Rosalind, he goes with you.
Dan, please. Can you just tell us? I'm exhausted and it's starting to rain and I just want to go home.
Fine. But can I just have 5 minutes to enjoy the view?
You've had all day to enjoy the view. The location. Now.
It's 5 minutes, Parker. Why not just let him watch the ocean for a bit? I could use a break too.
What, are you two best friends now or something?
No, he's right. This is the last time he's going to be out in nature. We can spare 5 minutes.
What about Marcus?
Huh?
What about Detective Turling and Garrett and all the other people Dan has killed? They aren't able to enjoy nature anymore. Did he spare them 5 minutes?
Rosalind, I didn't mean it like that.
Look, I get it. He's charismatic. I mean, hell, I fell for his charms once upon a time. But Dan is a heartless killer. He doesn't deserve any compassion or special treatment.
I have a heart, Rosalind. It's just my brain that works a little differently than yours.
Fine. If you have a heart, then use it. Show some sympathy and let us finish this task so we can all go home.
Fine. If that's what you want, Rosalind.
It is.
It's this way, along the tree line.
What was that noise?
What noise?
That.
What is that?
Smith, is this you?
No, I have no idea what it is. It's probably just the wind off the water.
Oh, that was definitely not wind. Is there a fire?
I don't smell any smoke.
Did I see smoke? Or is it just me?
I don't think that's smoke.
Then what the hell is it?
I think we should leave.
It's just a low cloud or something.
And that noise?
An animal in the trees.
I'm with Rosalind on this one.
Seriously? You were the one that wanted to push on.
That was before there was a weird smoke monster in our way.
Smoke monster. You're hilarious.
Fuck, did you see that? There are faces in the smoke. What the hell is this thing?
Liam, Dan, watch out!
Liam! Fuck, breathe, man. No way. He's dead.
Fuck! Where did it go?
Hey, uncuff me!
Liam. Shit! Dennis! What do we do?
We need to get out of here. Now!
Undo these cuffs! I'm literally chained to dead weight here!
Shit, it's coming back! It's not working!
Dennis! Cuff keys!
Chris!
Rosalind, the keys! Hurry!
Rosalind, don't! He'll get away!
No, Rosalind, we need to run. If you leave me bound to Fergie, I'll die. Rosalind!
No! Get out of here!
Rosalind, we're running out of time here!
No! No!
Thank you.
I'm not going to let you run.
So you bind me to yourself?
No time to talk. Run!
We need to get to more solid ground!
We have to go back for Dennis.
That thing isn't after Dennis. It's following us.
What? Oh, fuck. Why is it following us?
Just keep running. We're almost at the tree line.
Dan, wait. You're going too fast.
Rosalind, get down! Are you okay?
Get off me! Get off me!
Calm down.
Don't touch me!
I was just helping you up.
I don't need your help!
Come on! We might be able to lose that thing in the trees.
Dan, stop! I can't run anymore.
Yeah. Okay. I think we lost it for the moment. Let's sit down over here. Well, that was interesting.
Interesting? That was terrifying. Liam and Chris are dead. And that thing was definitely after you.
The infamous Reaper Killer.
Oh, wait. You think that's the thing that's been killing those men?
It has to be. No visible wounds, the victim's heart stopped. My guess is that's how the cops died.
How are you so calm? Some weird spirit thing is trying to kill you. Aren't you scared?
I am scared.
You are?
Mm-hmm. Another person trying to kill me. I can handle that. But this... I'm not sure how to deal with this.
What do you think it is?
I'm not sure. We should keep moving.
No. We need to go back. Dennis could be in trouble.
We aren't going back. We need to keep moving before that specter finds us again.
No. We are going back.
No, we are not. Of course, you can go back. Just undo these cuffs, and we will go our separate ways.
Not going to happen.
This thing is after me, so we are going to do things my way.
Ugh, fine. I'll undo the cuffs. Dennis will just track you down anyway.
Doubtful, but I won't argue with being set free.
I'm not setting you free. I just don't want to go anywhere with you. Huh?
What's wrong?
The key. It's gone. It must have fallen out when you tackled me. Shit! I can't believe this.
Looks like we're stuck together a little while longer. But we really should get moving. The sun is setting and we don't want to be stumbling around in the dark.
What are we gonna do?
Come on your feet.
The rain is really coming down now.
All the more reason why we need to find a shelter.
Hey, Were you actually going to show us where you buried the bodies? Or was this all some elaborate trick to get me to see you?
No, I was taking you to the spot. I just took the long way around.
Why are you helping the police?
I have no reason to keep the bodies hidden any longer.
But your sentence will be even longer with more confirmed murder charges.
I'm not an idiot. I know what my future holds. A life in prison, a double or triple life sentence, means nothing to me.
Why me?
I told you. I wanted to see you again.
I never wanted to see you again. I was finally moving on with my life.
I heard your interview, you know? The one you did with Stacy after my arrest. You said you wanted me to think about you every day for the rest of my life. And I have been. You are all I think about, Rosalind.
Stop.
Do you think about me?
I do. Every day. No matter how hard I try not to.
You do?
Yes. I think about you with nothing but hate and fear in my heart.
That is disappointing. You do know that you have nothing to fear around me, right? I'm not going to hurt you.
Just seeing you hurts me.
I don't want that, Rose. And I promise you that I won't physically hurt you ever again.
You are such a liar. If you had to choose between being recaptured or killing me so you could get away, you wouldn't hesitate to kill me.
That might have been true a year ago, but not now.
I don't believe you.
Well, it's true.
What is it?
I know where we are, and I know a place where we can stay for the night.
Wait, for the night?
There's an old scrapyard not too far from the train yard I used to work at. We should be able to find some shelter there.
Dan, wait, Never mind, let's go. Should we make a barricade? That thing is still out there.
I don't think it would help. You saw that thing. I'm pretty sure it's incorporeal.
Well, at least I finally found something that will replace you in my nightmares.
You dream about me.
No, I have nightmares about you. Very, very different implications. Can we please find somewhere to hide? This rain is really making things worse.
Looks like most of those are complete wrecks, but we should be able to find something we can both fit in with enough of a roof to keep the rain off of us.
And something to keep us out of sight of that thing.
That too.
What about that little school bus over there? Ah!
Watch out! Careful. One cut from any of this rusted metal could be bad.
Wouldn't that be something? I survived the Reaper only to be done in by scrap metal.
So you are able to walk, or would you prefer I carry you?
No. Just let me go. What did I trip over anyway?
A toolbox? Maybe there's something we can use inside it to break these cuffs. Come on, let's go check out that bus and see if we can get warmed up.
Okay. Well, there's a roof, so that's an improvement. But not by much. It's cold in here, and I'm still soaked.
We can maybe see if there's some wood up there and make a fire.
Is that safe?
I honestly don't know. I've never been in a situation like this before.
I guess it doesn't hurt to try. Unless we blow this bus up.
At least we would die warm.
Yeah. So, is there anything useful in that toolbox?
Well, there's these. Time to get us separated. What? You want us to stay bound together all night?
No! Definitely not. I just couldn't help but remember the last time you were coming towards me with pliers. Let's just get this over with.
As you wish. Give me your hand. Relax. I'm not going to break your fingers. Just the chain.
That's not funny.
Shall we try again?
You're staring.
Oh. This scar.
You gave it to me, remember? When you drove a railroad spike through my hand.
I remember. It's healing nicely.
I guess. My doctor said it will be permanent. That makes you happy.
It does.
Why?
Because we are ingrained into one another, Rosalind. See? I have a scar where you hit me across the head with a rock. We have left permanent marks on one another, and every time we look at these scars, we will think of each other. And that makes me happy.
When I look at my scar, I think about how much pain you inflicted upon me.
Pain is temporary, Rosalind. One day you won't even remember what that night felt like.
You're wrong. I'll never forget.
There. You're free.
So are you.
Not quite yet. There's still the matter of getting out of this sitting.
So, what now?
Now, you stay here. I'm going to hunt for something we can use to get warm.
Are you really? Or are you going to use this chance to make your big escape?
No, it wouldn't be in my best interest to try that. It's too dark and wet. One wrong move out there and I'd end up breaking my neck before that smoke thing finds me. It's better to play it safe and hide out until morning.
So what are you hoping to find out there? I can't imagine there being much we can use amongst wrecked cars.
Oh, you'd be surprised at the treasures that can be found. Hang tight. I won't be long. Are you going to try to run?
Even after you listed all potential dangers? I'm still considering it.
Well, if you decide to leave, be cautious of the loose dirt. Also, if you
Stop!
had...
Just stop! We aren't friends, Dan. Far from it. So don't start acting like your advice is something I want to hear. Stop pretending that you're capable of caring.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Ugh. God damn it! How did things get to this point? Oh, it's totally safe, hun. There's procedures. Dennis will protect you. What a load of shit. Ingrained into one another. Ugh, how deranged is that? Of course, no service. Marcus, God, I miss you. I could really use your advice right about now. You always knew what to say. What do I do?
We did it, Rose. Oh, our very own home.
You're just realizing this now? We technically bought this place 2 months ago.
I know, but we weren't living here yet. The renovations really made this place feel more like home.
They really did.
Hey, turn that thing off. Let's enjoy this moment without your beautiful face being hidden by a phone.
Oh, come on. I just want to remember this moment forever.
Don't forget to live in the moment, Rose. We're gonna have a lifetime of memories together. Do you want all of them to be made to a phone screen?
Okay. I'm turning it off. A lifetime of memories, huh? I should have recorded more when I had the chance. First, a serial killer, and now an actual monster. I seriously have the worst luck. I wonder what that thing is. It almost looks like a ghost. Oh my god! Service? Hello? Dennis?
You're alive.
Oh, thank goodness you're alright. You aren't hurt at all, are you?
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. You're the one trapped with that psycho. Has he hurt you?
No. He's, gone. Says he'll be back when he found something to help us get warm, but I don't know if that was true or not. He broke the cuff chain, Dennis. He can run. I'm sorry.
Hey, no. I'd rather that than him hurting you. If he's made his break for it, we'll catch him again. Don't worry. Where are you?
I didn't get the name of it, but it's a scrapyard near a train yard. We were running for a while. I'm sorry, Dennis. I can't remember which direction we were going.
It's okay, Rosalind. I'll find you as soon as I can. I promise. You're going to be okay. I have to go. Chief has questions.
Okay. Dennis, be careful.
I'll be fine. It's you I'm worried about.
Dennis, that thing? I think it's the Reaper Killer.
I know. Which is why you need to be extra careful. If you can get away from Smith, do it. That thing will be after him, and him only.
Why don't you sound surprised that a spirit or ghost or whatever is responsible for the killings?
This isn't my first time dealing with monsters.
You mean metaphorically, right?
Yep. Totally what I meant. Shit. Okay. The Chief is heading my way. Stay at the scrapyard. I'll be there as quickly as possible.
Okay. Just hurry. Otherwise, I might be frozen solid by the time you get here.
Hey. See you soon.
Yeah. See you.
I found a blanket. If it can even be considered that anymore. It's not much, but it will help keep us a little bit warmer throughout the night.
Just one blanket?
Everything else was soaked, and the wood is drenched. There's no way we can start a fire.
Great. That thing is so dirty. And small.
I'll write the scrapyard a strongly worded letter tomorrow. If you don't want to use this, you don't have to. But don't complain to me if you're cold.
Hand it over.
What are you doing?
Wrapping it around me?
Not around those wet clothes, you're not. The blanket will absorb the rainwater from your clothes, and it'll just be another layer of soaked fabric around you.
Then what am I supposed to do with this? Whoa! Whoa, whoa!
We need to take off our clothes if we want to dry off.
No. No way.
Don't you know anything about survival, Rosalind?
I'm not taking off my clothes.
Why? Not like I haven't seen your body before.
You're horrible.
This isn't some ploy to get you undressed, Rose. It's a basic survival tactic.
I'd rather freeze.
Suit yourself. Ah, much better. This fabric is surprisingly soft.
It's probably covered in bugs.
Better to be bitten by a bug than frost. Can you stop that? It's annoying.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll freeze quieter.
Stop being stubborn and get under the blanket then.
It isn't even long enough to wrap around both of us.
No, it's not. Not if we are sitting next to one another.
No way. There is no way I'm going to cuddle with you.
I'm starting to get annoyed, Rosalind.
Good. I'm glad I can be the source of your annoyance. Why are you laughing? What's so funny?
You are.
Me?
Mm-hmm. The way your nose scrunches up when you are angry. The way your lips pucker. It's cute.
I hate you.
I know you do. Now take off those wet clothes and let me warm you up.
Turn around.
Why?
Because I don't want you to watch me.
If that's what you want, fine. That wasn't so hard, was it?
Shut up and let me under the blanket.
There. This isn't so bad, is it?
I feel cold in a different way now.
Just give it time. You'll warm up.
I doubt that.
You know, I was surprised to see you were still here when I got back. I thought for sure you were going to run, especially with that spirit after me.
I wanted to run, but I also have no idea where I am, and the hike was hard enough in the daytime. As much as I hate being stuck here with you, I also don't want to die by sliding down a mountain or breaking a leg where no one will come looking for me.
And here I thought it was because you didn't want to leave me. To fight that monster alone.
I'm not going to risk my life to save yours.
I think you would. You're a good person, Rosalind. You're so warm.
Dan, what are you... Dan? Dan? Marcus, what are you doing?
Nothing. What? Don't you believe me?
Not one bit. No. Put me down.
You're getting too hot, Rose. Gotta cool you off.
No! Stacy, help.
Oh, hon. I'd love to help. But I don't want to.
I hate you both.
Nah, you love us, really. Cannonball!
I'm sorry about Marcus.
Jesus, Dan. You scared me. I thought you were asleep.
I was sleeping. Just woke up. Have you slept at all?
No, I didn't want to sleep in case that spirit came.
You should try to sleep. I can stay awake.
No, just go back to sleep. I'm not really in the mood for your lies.
What? What have I lied about now?
Your apology? You aren't sorry you killed Marcus.
You're right. I'm not. And if I was put in the same situation, I'd kill Marcus all over again.
You disgust me.
I wasn't apologizing for killing Marcus. I meant that I was sorry for what his death has done to you, is doing to you. I'm sorry that you're hurting and the wound isn't healing.
Don't talk to me about my wounds when you're the one who inflicted them.
Very well.
I am healing. Not in an obvious or glamorous way. It's messy. Some days it's like I'm feeling that pain for the first time again, but it's 100 times worse. Other times, I can live with it.
I suppose that's a perfect way to describe living in general. Messy.
It's the loneliness that's the worst. To feel the emptiness of where you know their warmth should be.
Sadly, I can't relate. Can't feel loneliness like that. If emptiness is all you're ever known, it makes me wonder.
About what?
About what my life would have been like if I had met you sooner. When I was in school, maybe. Wonder how I would have turned out.
You were born a killer. Knowing me sooner wouldn't have altered your path.
Who knows?
You disagree. How could my presence have changed anything?
It may surprise you to know that hurting people was never my life's ambition.
Oh, is that right?
It wasn't. I always knew I was different. But it wasn't until I started high school that I truly realized just how different I was. At first, I was targeted for wearing clothes that were apparently out of style, and for having to beg the cafeteria workers to slip me scraps because my father was too drunk to buy groceries. Again.
That's just... A ton of people go through that in school.
Maybe so, but the torment was relentless, and home offered no comfort. Not after my mother lost her battle with cancer, and my father decided to live life with his ass on the couch and a bottle in his hand.
I'm sorry that happened to you. But that's no excuse for what you have done.
I know. I'm not using it as an excuse. My point is that all of that makes you feel powerless. I was powerless against my tormentors at school, powerless to help my father battle his depression, and when I turned to adults for help, they ignored me or dismissed me without any compassion in their hearts. It was like they were saying, "This is your life. Helplessness is your destiny. Stop trying." For a while, I believed that. I accepted that I was going to spend my life as a punching bag for those with more power than me. But then, that night happened. That night that Morgan fucking Miller dragged me to the woods to leave me to die. That night that I finally denied my destiny and fought back. I tasted true power that night. And I swore to myself that I would never let it slip out of my hands. And whenever I felt like I was losing it, I would remind myself that I was still powerful. That I was in command of my destiny, and no one was ever going to make me feel helpless again. And then you came along, Rosalind.
Me?
You could have killed me, but you didn't. You let me live and sentenced me to a life without any power.
If that's true, then you should hate me.
You aren't wrong. For a while, I did hate you. I despised you for making me feel that same helplessness I felt as a teen.
But not now?
It's odd because I wanted to kill you. I spent my days dreaming of different ways that I can make you suffer. There's a part of me right now that is begging me to do it. Finish you off and have my revenge.
Then what's stopping you?
There is one image that I can't get out of my mind.
Image?
The image of you, on top of me, with your hands around my throat, squeezing the life out of me. The exhilaration, the adrenaline, the thought that I was about to die. The complete and utter helplessness I felt as I looked up into your eyes that were filled with animosity. I realized then that my victims must have felt the same way. And in that moment, I had never felt so powerful.
You are beyond twisted.
Answer me truthfully, when you were on top of me, strangling me, you felt good, didn't you?
Yes. I admit that it felt really good knowing I could end your life. I felt powerful, but I also knew it was wrong, and despite everything you did, revenge wouldn't fix anything. So I let go of my desire for vengeance, which took a strength far more powerful than anything you have experienced.
You're wrong. You see, I, too, have let go of my desire for revenge. I have chosen to forgive you.
Forgive me? Are you kidding me? There's nothing to forgive. Everything that has happened to you has been of your own making. Surely you know that. I mean, you've got a vengeful spirit or demon or something trying to hunt you down and kill you, for fuck's sakes. Is that...
It's here.
Should we run?
No, it hasn't noticed us. Maybe it will move on.
It's coming this way.
Get down. It's going to be okay, Rose. It's gone.
That was close. Look, the metal almost melted all the way through where that thing touched it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, look at how red the metal is.
All right. So don't let it touch you. Got it.
Do you think it will come back?
No, I think we're safe for now. The sun is starting to rise, too.
Our clothes haven't dried yet.
It will have to do. Once we get moving again, they will dry quicker.
Should we leave now?
No, let's wait a little bit longer. Let that thing get further away. And if we survive until sunrise, we have a greater chance of escaping.
Right, yeah.
You should try to get at least an hour of sleep. I'll wake you once I think it's safe to leave.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'll keep an eye out for the spirit.
Okay. Yeah, I could use some sleep. Dan? Is something wrong? You look troubled.
I think I know what it is.
You do?
I know this is going to sound a little crazy, but I think it's some kind of ghost.
That much is obvious. But implying it's a ghost makes me think you know something more than you're letting on.
The area that it appeared. There is a cavern hidden behind the foliage. That's where I buried the others. And I'm certain I recognize some of the faces.
So that's it. You think the people you killed were, what? Resurrected? Brought back to life for vengeance?
Insane, right?
I don't know. If I hadn't seen it for myself, I would have laughed at that theory, but it does make sense in a weird way.
So, how do we kill something that is already dead? All set?
Yeah.
Let's move then.
Right. Ugh, I hate wet clothes, especially jeans.
Sky is clear, so hopefully no more rain.
Yeah. So, where are we going?
The train yard isn't too far from here. We should be able to find what we need there.
But it's Sunday. The trains don't run on the weekends.
I know. I did work for them for 6 years. Remember?
I know that. I'm just saying there's probably no one there to help us.
No. There will be a security guard at the very least.
Well, that's good. Hopefully they have a phone with service.
Why do we need a phone?
To call Dennis?
We aren't calling Dennis.
Well, I am. I'm going to call him, and we are going to wait for him to arrive so we can figure out what to do next.
I know what we are going to do next.
Oh, and what exactly is your plan?
I'm going to kill the guard and take his car. Then, we are going to get the hell out of Portheim.
Whoa. First of all, you aren't going to kill anyone. Second, we aren't going anywhere besides back to the police station.
Not gonna happen. I'm leaving. I'd rather you come with me, but I'll leave you behind if I have to.
Why on earth would I go anywhere with you?
Because we are bonding.
Bonding? Is that what you think is happening right now? I'm only following you right now because I have no idea where I am and my phone has 0 service and hardly any battery life left. Trust me, there is no bonding going on here. You know what? I think I'm going to take my chances and go it alone.
Where are you going?
I don't know. To find the train yard or a road.
There's nothing but forest in that direction. Just come with me. I will take you to the train yard.
I don't trust you in the slightest.
I know, but what am I gonna do? If I was going to kill you, I would have done it last night.
Fine, but I'm calling Dennis as soon as we get to the train yard.
If you say so. Come on, it's not too much further.
Right. Hey, how do you know these woods so well?
I worked this specific train route for a few years, remember? I like to go for walks while I waited for the next departure.
I see.
Why do you ask?
I was just filling in the silence.
Admit it. You're curious about me.
Okay, I am. But not in the way you seem to think. Or hope. I don't know. I guess our conversation last night did make me wonder about whether or not you could have had a different life.
I guess we will never know.
No, I suppose not. Your mother. I'm sorry to hear that she died, and that her death caused so much pain for you and your father. It must have been difficult dealing with all that at such a young age.
It was. Especially with how sudden everything happened. But at least she died without any pain.
No pain?
She died instantly in the crash.
Crash?
Yeah. My mother died in a car accident. Oh. That's right. I told you the cancer story.
What the hell are you talking about?
You see, I usually go with the car accident story. But since your dad was diagnosed with cancer a few years ago, I'd figured I'd make myself more relatable.
You asshole! You lied about your mother dying of cancer so I'd feel sorry for you?
And it worked too.
You're unbelievable. Was your whole story last night just one big lie?
Well, not all of it. I was bullied in school, and the teachers did nothing to stop it.
And your parents?
Both alive, retired, and living on a beach somewhere. They sent me an annual Christmas postcard.
Ugh, I can't believe I fucking fell for your lies. Again!
If it makes you feel better, I am an excellent liar.
That doesn't make me feel better at all.
So, the story might not be entirely true, but does it really matter?
Of course it does.
So if I had a tragic childhood, it would justify my killings?
No.
Then the past doesn't matter. Only the present and the future.
And what is it that you see in your future?
A quiet life with you by my side. Somewhere remote. Perhaps a cabin on Vikram Island. We could grow our own food and...
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's such an outrageous thought. You actually want me to believe that you would be content tending a garden and living in the middle of nowhere with no one to kill.
I'm sure the town wouldn't notice if 1 or 2 people disappeared each year.
Oh, you make me so angry.
I was kidding. Sort of.
You know, I wish you would take at least one thing seriously. Do you even realize how dangerous the situation you are in right now is? There is a ghost trying to kill you.
I know.
Then why are you making up jokes and fantasies about us living a quaint little life in the woods? You're probably going to die. Hell, I'm probably going to die because you dragged me into this mess.
I'm sorry, Rosalind. I didn't take into account how you might be feeling in this situation. But you have nothing to worry about. I won't let that thing hurt you. You aren't going to die.
Dennis? Yeah, I'm okay. No, he's here with me. No, we aren't there anymore. We're headed to the train. Hey! What do you think you're doing? Give me my phone back.
I can't have you telling Dennis where we are, Rose.
Wait, don't! Please, don't break it. Please. It has photos and videos of Marcus on there. Please, Dan, give it back.
Here. But it stays turned off. Okay?
Thank you.
You know, you really should back up your files.
I know.
Come on. Now that you've given Parker our destination, we have to get in and out of there before he arrives.
I already told you. I'm going to wait for Dennis at the train yard.
And I have decided that I'm not going to leave without you.
What happened to I'll leave you behind if I have to?
I changed my mind.
Why?
Because, as much as you hate to admit it, you care about me.
I don't.
You do. You were worried about me. You don't want to see the Wraith kill me, right? You care. Even if it's just a little. And that makes me believe that one day you and I can become friends again.
We will never be friends.
If you come with me, you can prove me wrong.
The only way I'd go with you is if you kill me and drag my body around with you.
Or I can just knock you out. But I think we would both prefer if you came willingly.
Let's just get to the train yard. I don't see a car.
There has to be one somewhere. Come on, let's go check out the other side of the building.
Nope. I'm going to sit down right here on this bench and wait for Dennis.
So you're going to just sit here while I kill the guard?
No.
Hurry up, then. And there's our getaway.
Not if I can help it.
What are you...
Hey! Over here!
Damn it, Rose!
Huh? What the... Who are you?
Please, help! That man is the Red River Reaper!
Holy fuck. Stay back. I have a gun. I'll shoot!
With the way you were trembling, you'd miss me even if I was standing a foot away.
Stay back!
Give it up, Dan. You're not getting that car.
I'm not very happy with you right now, Rosalind. So I would be quiet if I were you.
Why? Are you going to kill me?
Keep pushing me, and I might.
Get behind me, miss.
Do you have handcuffs?
Yeah. On my belt.
Good.
And what do you plan on doing with those, Rosie?
Maybe cuff you to the bench until Dennis gets here?
You'll have to catch me first.
Shit!
Wait, miss! It's too dangerous to go after him! Mrs. Peterson, we've got a situation. I need immediate backup.
Damn it, where the hell did he go? Fuck! Dan, stop! What did you do? Why?
You know, if you hadn't warned him, I probably could have just knocked him out.
You still could have done that! You didn't have to kill him!
He was fighting back. I had no choice thanks to you. Now, let's get moving. Keys, keys, keys. Where the hell are his keys?
Dan?
What?
You won't be needing his keys.
Rosalind, uncuff me. No!
No.
I tried to be nice, Rosalind, but I'll bash this guy's arm with this rock until his flesh is mush. And once I am free, I'll see how long it takes me to crack open your skull.
And here I thought you wanted to be friends.
Friends don't handcuff friends to dead bodies.
Don't worry. I'll keep you company until Dennis gets here.
You're going to regret this, Rosie.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I think you will.
What? How did...
They were fake handcuffs. One of those ones you can buy with a safety release in case you lose the key during kinky time.
Look, Dan, I'm sorry.
I don't think you really mean that, Rosie.
Okay, I don't. But what did you expect me to do? You just killed an innocent person.
You should probably start running.
Dan, please. We can talk about this.
Sure, let's talk. My weapon choices are limited, so strangulation might be my best option. It would be fitting since that was how you almost killed me 12 months ago.
Shit.
I love a good chase.
Come on, please have service. Fuck!
Where are you, Rosie Posey? Come on out, Rosalind, and maybe I'll forgive you.
Why don't you just go find the keys and leave?
You betrayed me, Rosalind. You need to answer for that.
Dennis is probably going to be here any minute.
I'll take my chances.
Dan, stop!
No can do, Rosalind.
Let's just put this behind us, okay? We're friends, right?
Oh, now we're friends? Why do I feel like you're just saying that because you don't want me to kill you?
That is exactly why I said that.
Gotcha! You really should have just agreed to come with me in the first place, Rosie.
If you're going to kill me, just do it already.
You would honestly rather die than come with me?
If I agree to go with you, I'm already dead.
Rosalind.
Don't. How can you look at me with such tenderness after everything you just said? When you look at me this way, I...
Damn, I thought we'd be safe during the day.
We need to get out of here.
Shh. Let's move quietly. Stay close to me. I'll protect you.
The ghost.
Ghosts don't usually cause branches to snap under their feet.
Then what? Dennis?
You okay, Rose?
I am now.
A ghost? Really?
A wraith?
Well, whatever it is, bullets did nothing.
No, we'd have to exercise it, right?
Do you know Latin or have the Bible memorized, Rosalind?
No.
Well, now that we kinda know what we're dealing with, we could try to keep you safe. Maybe set up wards in your cell. Is that what you do with ghosts?
I have no idea. Before yesterday, I didn't even think ghosts were real.
Yesterday feels like a lifetime ago, when our biggest problem was having to hike down a mountain.
This little excursion sure didn't go as planned. Ferguson and Bilton, and now the security guard.
And we still don't know where you buried your victims.
The bodies! If this ghost wraith thing is truly the spirits of the people buried near the beach, then maybe giving them a proper burial will make the spirit go away.
Yeah, it's worth a try.
You want me to go back to the beach where the thing is probably waiting?
Good point. And maybe we should get Dan somewhere safe first.
We need him to find the location of the...
I know where they are.
You do?
Yeah, Dan told me. Or at least the general area.
Okay. Let me think for a moment.
Rosalind, this thing might be after me, but that doesn't mean it's safe for you to go near it.
No, I think this could work. If they truly came back for vengeance, then maybe they can also forgive if we do right by them and return their remains to their families.
You can't even forgive me, Rose. The people I actually killed won't be willing to forgive so easily.
There must be something we can do.
Okay, here's what we are going to do. My car is parked back at the train yard. We're going to take Dan there. You can wait in the back seat while Rosalind and I go back down to the beach.
I'm not going to let you lock me up in a little gift-wrapped box for that wraith.
You'll be far enough away from the beach that it won't find you.
So you say, but that thing killed people in Portheim, right? It went to the city looking for me, and now it knows I'm here somewhere. It's going to be searching, and if your plan fails, I'm as good as dead.
Then what's your suggestion?
We go back to the station, you'll find someone that knows how to deal with this thing, and Rosalind goes home where it's safe.
Thoughts?
I honestly don't know. Maybe Dan is right. We don't know what we're doing. Maybe we should get help.
You almost sound worried about me.
All right. Then we head to the car and go back to the station.
Well, shit. Rose, run! Go the other way!
No! I won't let it kill you!
I lost it before. I can lose it again.
And I'm not going to let you get away!
You're extremely frustrating, you know that? Right?
Less talking, more running. Fuck! This thing is getting faster. I don't think we're gonna be able to lose it. Dad! You okay?
Told you that you'd save me.
We aren't out of the woods yet. Come on, we have to. Oh shit! What is it doing?
I don't know. It's just staring. Rosalind! Go away! What the fuck?
Dad! Where the fuck did the ground go?
You think I know? Just pull me up!
I'm trying! Dad, try finding a footing and push yourself back up!
I can't! There's nothing here!
I can't pull you up! You have to help!
Rosalind, help! Don't let go!
I won't! Just try to climb up!
I'm sorry, I didn't. I don't!
You're slipping!
Rosalind, please! Please!
I can't! I can't hold on!
Don't let go! Don't you dare let go! No! Rosalind!
Hang on! Please! Oh, fuck! Dennis! Dennis, help! Move on!
Rosalind, please! I don't want to die! Please!
Dad! Dad! Dad!
Rosalind! Rosalind, are you okay?
No!
Where's Dan?
The ground! It just opened up and swallowed him!
What?
It was, he was here, and then there was this hole, and he...
This hole, was it glowing?
How did you know?
I've seen something like it before.
What is it?
A portal.
A portal? So he's okay? He's alive?
Alive? Yes. Okay? I don't think so.
Why? Where does this portal lead?
You really don't want to know.
Are you sure you want to leave?
I can't stay in Portheim any longer. No matter what I say, the press is convinced to help Dan escape, and without any real support from the police force, I'm the new enemy #1.
I'm so sorry about that. You know Dennis would back you up if he could.
No, I know. It's not like anyone would believe the story that Dan got dragged into hell by the vengeful spirits of those he killed.
But hey, for a day, you were a hero.
I'm glad we were able to find the remains buried in that cave and give closure to the families. I have to admit, I was pleasantly surprised that Dan told the truth after all.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
Did something happen that night?
What do you mean?
Before you went on that hike, you couldn't even say Dan's name. You didn't forgive him, did you?
How could you even ask me that? I would never.
Sorry, you seem so different. Lighter, in a way, if that makes sense.
I guess I just realized that there really isn't anything to be afraid of anymore.
If that's the case, then why are you on these antihypertensives?
They're for nightmares. I'm fine, Stacy.
Nightmares? You didn't tell me about that.
And you never told me about the time you and Dennis found a portal to hell where a bunch of kids had been kidnapped by Krampus. I guess we're even.
Are you sure you're okay, hun?
I'm tired of feeling powerless.
Powerless? What do you mean?
I couldn't. If I had just held on tighter every night, the same dream. Never mind. I'm okay. Honest. But I'll be even better when I move out of this town. And I think you should consider leaving too. Feels like this place is cursed.
I'll take that into consideration. Do you even know where you're going?
Not yet. I figured I'd just pack up the car and see where I end up.
Make sure you keep me updated, alright?
I will. I'm just moving, Stace. It's not like I'm going to just vanish.
I'm gonna miss you, Rosalind.
I'll miss you too.
Promise me you won't do anything stupid.
Why do you think I'm going to do something stupid?
I don't know, I just have a really bad feeling. Like this is the last time we're gonna see each other.
We will see each other again, Stacy. Promise.
Yeah, of course. Here, let me help you take your bags to the car.
Thanks.
We should have a going away party tonight.
What?
One last night together. We never did watch that movie.
Movie?
You know, the one with the paragraph for a title?
Oh, right. The cyberpunk comedy.
What do you say? We can order pizza. My treat?
I don't know. I kind of wanted to hit the road before it gets dark.
Oh, right. Yeah, no problem. Totally get it. I just can't believe you're actually going. What am I gonna do without you?
You'll be alright. You've got Dennis. And your millions of followers.
You're my best friend. I'd rather have one of you than all of the followers in the world.
Would you stop acting like I'm dying or something? I'm just a phone call away.
I know, it's just not gonna be the same without you.
Come here. The moment I find a place to settle in, you can come over and we can watch that movie. Neon lights in the sky?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I love you, Stace. Stay safe, okay?
I love you too, Rosalind. If you need anything, just shoot me a text.
I will, I promise. Say goodbye to Dennis for me?
Of course.
Right. Then I guess this is it.
Drive safely.
I will. And I'll talk to you soon.
You'd better.
Bye, Stacy.
Goodbye, Rosalind.
Your shadow lurks, my name on your lips, a pinhole ends pricked. Closed eyes can't shake this eclipse. I can't
can I get you, miss?
Surprise me.
One barkeep special coming up.
Excuse me, sir? Are you the one they call the storyteller?
No. I'm sorry.
Of course. I'm sorry to have troubled you.
I may not be the storyteller, but I know where you can find him.
Really?
Have a seat.
I've been searching for the storyteller for a long time. They aren't easy to track down.
No. Usually he's the one who finds you. Why are you looking for him, Miss,
Rosalind. Rosalind Williams. Rumor has it that he knows all about the supernatural.
Ah, yes. That is a subject he is most familiar with. I know a little bit about it, too. Perhaps I can help. Is there something in particular you wish to know?
Yes, I want to know about a portal.
How curious. Wait. I know you. Rosalind Williams. The only surviving victim of the Red River Reaper. The Reaper who mysteriously vanished nearly a year ago.
That's right. Only he didn't vanish. He was dragged through a portal into a hell dimension.
And? How do you think the storyteller can help?
I need him to tell me how to get Dan out of there.
What fate is this? Suburban paths I'm not ready for this. Will myself onward to find a life lived in bliss. My world overthrown, my tears consumed by your selfish broken. The wayward ne'er-do-well, taking apart my life to consume all I've worked on and
Kill the Reaper was written by Jenna Oliver and Kerrie Murphy. Starring the voice talents of Jenna Oliver as Rosalind Williams,
Luca Xavier as Dan Smith.
Gerald Hill as Detective Dennis Parker.
Garland as Stacy Cameron.
Daniel Bauzon as Chris Bilton.
Roscoe Brayman
as Liam Ferguson,
Emily Evans as Vanessa Burns.
Mia Rodriguez as Detective Kate.
Diana Helen Kennedy as Catherine Williams,
Ray O'Hare as Joseph Williams.
Max Adrian Burton as Marcus Wagner.
Jackie Gordon as Detective Angelique Juarez.
Lena Garcia as Reporter 1.
Loki Coulter
as Reporter 2,
Nate Washko as Reporter 3.
Aaron Golden
as
Reporter number 4.
Brianna Pearl as Reporter 5.
Kira Payne as Reporter number 6.
Ryan X. Mesher
as Reporter 7,
Loki Coulter as Security Guard.
Sky Santa Cruz as the Bartender.
James Takahashi as the Hunter.
Voices for our Wraith provided by
Melissa J. Lackey
and
Trenton Butt.
Music by Garland. Wayward Survivor was written, composed, and performed by Garland. Key art and character art by Avia Key. Backgrounds and logos by Blind Deaf Ghost. Character art by Avia Key and Blind Deaf Ghost. Audio editing by Jenna Oliver. Casting by Jenna Oliver and Luca Xavier.